Well, this is Mike McGee again in your physical media DVD and film reviews with another DVD film. And it is Clay Zombies 3D. Clay Zombies 3D. And this is basically a kind of a low budget science fiction comedy. And here's the back. And I'll read it to you. When a mad scientist unleashes a plague to stop motion animation Walking Dead, the only thing that stands between the civilization and coming clay apocalypse is a ragtag band of civilians that includes a trigger-happy sheriff, a woman warrior, and a snarky lab assistant, a comic shop delivery boy, and a hybrid vampire, werewolf, warlock, and notary republic. From out of the wild woods of Ohio comes the Clay Zombie 3D, a mix of horror, satire, gun battles, death cults, and imperiled pit bulls, correlating to a top flight of list of local talent, plus a star turned by Bill and Ted's own Diane Franklin. Director Jake Danger Jolly has conjured up an apocalyptic adventure that becomes even more immersive with the additional unique of Space Brain 3D. The process gets ready to plunge into the dangerous world of Gumby-ish monsters, where the only rule is if you can find the clay, if you touch the clay, you're going to have a bad day. Now, it is a DVD, and this is it. And it reads something here on 3D. Now, as I said, there's this little thing about 3D that they say in it, and it says 3D is not a premium feature any more than color, sound, or premium features. 3D process should be used only when it comes to the most suited to express a filmmaker's intent. And yes, this means filmmakers that expressively and exclusively exploit 3D for its visual impact are justified in its use. Since 3D is not a premium feature, it follows the venue should not be charged as an additional premium price for a 3D film. If this reasoning is applied in conjunction with number 2, it should lead enough to demand attendance that profitability will be assured. If a film created for 3D, only 3D prints of it should be exhibited. Upon demand, special 2D glasses, where possible, will be provided for those audiences who do not wish to or are physically incapable of watching 3D. Since 3D would now be integral to a film experience, following film theatrical run distribution must establish a system to distribute 3D prints to whatever additional viewings can be displayed, including a VR unit. Since it would be impractical and profitable to deny 2D distribution through traditional home video streaming and on-demand services, there will be only avenues by which 2D prints of 3D may be available. However, since restricting 3D to works that deliberately incorporate the process into the storyline should be increased, the desire to experience these films as originally intended reinvigorating the market for 3D TV monitors and other systems that can display 3D images should naturally emerge. Dan Persons. Now, I did see the movie, and so in a couple of moments I will express my review about it. One thing about the film is that the box did not inform you of the kind of an anaglyphic 3D glasses it required, nor did it even have any 3D glasses in the box available. It wasn't until the movie started, that's when they inform you the kind of glass abruptly all of a sudden you require, which is very confusing. And this is what it requires. Red, right, and green left. Red, right, and green left. Instead of red, right, and blue-green tradition, or the blue tradition. The green side on the left made the images rather muddy. It was also a 3D convert. It wasn't shot in 3D. But in spite of its low budget, it was very entertaining. But as far as the clay monsters, George Powell would have done a better job. This Ohioan filmmaker, Jake Danger Jolly, seems to give the whole cast as being the stars rather than having a main lead and a second lead and a best friend. So it seems like all the casts in this film, the cast are the stars themselves. You have this scientist who goes to a journalist to warn him about a mad experiment that is being promoted by a big corporation, which turns everybody into Mr. Bill or Plato. And then the journalist and then the scientist accidentally touches the clay, and he says if you touch a clay, you can have a bad day. He touches the clay, and the clay bites him, and he turns into a clay monster. And the journalist is so shocked that he runs out. He runs out. Earlier, you see the same scientist trying to bring this little girl extrasensory perception to come out as part of some experiment he's doing with this girl, and then he's having an argument with the financier, played by Gabriel Kirk. And then he takes this gun and shoots at the clay gun and shoots at the little girl and turns her into putty. And then Gabriel Kirk tries to shoot at the scientist, and one of the residents comes in and knocks Gabriel Kirk down. One of the women residents. So both runs to the corporations and protests against them promoting Gabriel Kirk's experiment, and they argue, and both of them ends up being kicked out by the security guard. Now you got these scenes of this man and woman with guns walking into this farm scene, and one of them is the FBI director, Stalegazer, and some other superhero, and the Stalegazer is played by Nancy Pushkin. And you notice this man chopping these trees down, and it was the scientist that had originally co-worked with that experiment, and they both go up and telling him that they have to go, that this scientist has to go back with them to stop this crazy experiment being promoted by these big corporations. Before you know it, the citizens are fighting to destroy the clay zombies led by the sheriff, played by David Ogrodowski. Citizens played by Lana Reed, a kung fu security guard played by Anthony Windsor II, and a comic strip magazine store delivery boy played by Jake Jolly, who, when he's not working, devotes his time to his pet dog. And they all use guns, knives, and sticks to destroy the clay zombies. Before you know it, Gabriel Kirk has locked up all the citizens, duping them into believing that they would go into a better world, and turns them into clay zombies. And it turns out that the whole citizens finally defeat the clay zombies, and then they go into this big plane and discover that England and France is having a problem with the zombies, so they're going to go up there and knock them down. And it turns out that Gabriel had worked with this other woman who wanted to use the clay virus to destroy the world, and now she changed her mind because she felt that was stupid. It was better to have a virus that would cause a person to, let's say, get sores and get the blood out of their eyes and all that, rather than a clay zombie. Although it was low budget and the 3D was muddy, and they could have done a better job in the clay monsters, it had quite entertainment value. So, if you liked this review or didn't like it, please comment or criticize.